Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today, my special guests are Greg, Bran, and Debbie, and they were here for our grazing school. And Greg, you were helping me with the class this year at the Advanced Grazing School at Green Pastures Farm. And I just wanted to introduce people to Greg and Debbie so they can tell us kind of what they're about and where you all are located and what you're doing.
Yeah, so we're in Adolphus, Kentucky, and we're direct marketing. Debbie's the direct marketer. I'm the producer of part of it, and we also have Braden Apple as part of the team. Mm-hmm. And Connor from Green Pastures Farm is helping us out too. He's our main employee, our only employee.
That's right.
Connor's he's nice.
He's great.
He's a nice young fellow.
Yeah, he's taking care of things at home right now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I've known you all now for, I guess this would be our third year maybe.
I believe it is.
And this would be our third conference we've done together. And Debbie, I'd never known you. I've known Greg for a long time, and I'm like, who's this gal that's hanging out with Greg?
Yeah.
And then I find out that you're the marketer. And
I am.
So, Debbie, tell me a little bit about your background and how you came into marketing.
Well, I had a farm with my two kids.
Mm-hmm.
We were just outside of Nashville, and we didn't have any land, so we were borrowing whatever land we could find. We milked our cows on 10 acres, and 45 minutes away we had our chickens, and we did that, and then started selling at the farmers market in Franklin, just outside of Nashville.
Yep.
And it just kind of snowballed from there.
So what exactly is your marketing technique now? Are you hitting farmers market, delivering meat? What are you doing?
We do both. So we have two farmers markets, and then we have a delivery route in Nashville.
Okay.
And I have the website. People pre-order.
What is the name of your website, Debbie?
It's rivercottagefarm.net.
rivercottagefarm.net.
Yep.
I'm going to put a link, folks, on the description to their website. And so what all do you sell? I mean, what's the marketing?
So we sell
It's a lot.
A lot?
we have dairy. So we have a raw milk dairy.
Okay.
And beef.
Cow shares, right?
Yeah. Beef, lamb, chicken, eggs, pork, honey, and wool.
My goodness.
Goats.
And goats now. Yeah.
My goodness. And wasn't your son doing like some type of catering for a while?
Yeah,
Is he still doing that?
Yeah, he does a lot of catering. That's really grown
Yeah.
on the farm.
So you're catering products that you raise on the farm.
Right.
Do you do like weddings and events and stuff like that?
He's doing a wedding. Actually, he did a wedding yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Well,
lots of
you
weddings.
folks are busy.
We are very busy. We really needed Connor.
So Greg, you're kind of on the farming side
I'm
of
on
it.
the farming side, and
Yep.
she does my website too, and it's gregbrand.com. But I mainly have the beef cattle and the hair sheep and the goats and the pigs.
Yeah. And Greg, you actually worked in Tennessee for the last few years. You were kind of the grazing specialist for the NRCS office. Is that correct?
For 25 years, yeah. And I still contract with Tennessee NRCS to do some work. It's through Tennessee Association of Conservation Districts. And then I consult across the country too. But it's we're busy.
So every year, Greg, I think it's in the month of October, you have a field day held
Right.
at your farm. What's that date this year? When are you going to have that?
It's October 20th, 2022, and it'll start about 10 a.m. They can get to it through my website and pre-register.
And what does that entail? I mean, what does a
Yeah.
field day look like at your farm?
Yeah, so usually Dr. Chris Teutsch with University of Kentucky will help me with it, and we're just looking at what's going on. It's focusing on the grass and grass management, and we'll look at the different enterprises. It'll go from about 10 to 3, and we feed some of our food. Braden is the caterer there. And,
Oh, wow.
So it's it's a good full day. Usually we'll have 100, 200 people, something like that.
That's
So,
a nice crowd.
yeah, it's a nice group.
Yeah.
It's a good gathering, and a lot of people connect there and benefit from the association.
Yeah.
So.
It's always nice to go on to another person's farm and kind of see how they do things, and you can bring a lot of tips back to your farm.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah. Debbie, what do you enjoy the most about marketing?
I love meeting the needs.
Oh, not the money. Oh, not the money. Oh,
I love meeting the needs of my customers.
So you like working with customers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
You must be a people person then.
I am. Yeah.
What would be your advice for somebody that's starting out and they're raising a product and they're trying to feel, how are we going to market this? Because they're good at raising it, but how do you sell it?
Well, I think they first need to ask themselves how they want to sell it, and then find that customer.
Okay.
So if they want to sell at farmers markets, their website would look completely different than if they were selling just halves and wholes.
Okay.
Or if they wanted to sell to restaurants, I would maybe have a one-page website.
Yep.
So I think knowing how you want to sell it will help you to save time, money, and lots of energy in going the wrong direction.
Right.
she sends out a newsletter too.
Okay. How often do you send that newsletter out?
I used to send it out every week. This spring has been...
That's
every
email, right?
Yeah, email. I don't have Facebook. I just have the website. I put all my time into that.
Yeah.
So I try to make people understand that this is their farm. We farm the way that they want me to farm, and that their support is what keeps me going.
I love that quote you just used. It's their farm.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
yeah. Everything I do.
And I know you
Debbie,
do the
I've
same
never
thing.
I've
yeah.
never heard that term though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're calling it
everything
their
we do.
farm.
Yeah, even the pictures I take, I want it to look like they're looking at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So marketing, it sounds like you're marketing a lot from your heart. Your story.
Definitely.
Your story.
yeah, definitely. My journey is part of the website, and knowing my customer really, really well, and knowing what they want, what they fear, what keeps them up at night, and I wanna do everything I can to try to help them in what they're looking for.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with a friend of mine about a label, because I wanted to change my label, and she couldn't understand why I wanted to put regenerative agriculture on there, because she said not very many people know that. So from a marketing standpoint, it wouldn't bring that many customers. And I told her this is not for the customers that I don't have. This is for the customers that I do have. I want those customers to look at that meat when they pull it out of the freezer and pat themselves on the back. I
Yeah.
want them to feel good
Yeah.
about what they did. I'm always looking for the smallest viable audience,
Yeah.
and I want them to stay with me.
So when they take a bite of that meat, they realize that they supported somebody that's raising animals correctly. You're healing the landscape, and you're supporting your local community.
Yeah, that's
All that.
exactly right. And we sell more than meat. We sell a feeling.
Yeah.
And I have studied what that customer wants to feel when they hand that money over.
Yeah.
Um,
That's got to be a good feeling.
It's a fantastic feeling.
Yeah.
Kept us doing it for a long time.
Yeah. How long have you been doing it?
I started grass feeding about 28 years ago.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
My goodness.
Yep.
You've been at this for a while then. You've kind of, it sounds to me like you've worked a lot of the kinks out of it.
It's taken a long time, but
Yeah.
yes, Gerald Fry actually was one of the very first people I went to.
Yeah.
I gathered some farmers together, and we all paid $500 and had him come and spend 3 days with us.
Well, that's amazing to me that you mentioned Gerald Fry,
Yeah.
because you and I have a connection with Gerald Fry. Gerald
Yeah.
Fry is the guy that got us started with South Poles. He got me introduced to Teddy Gentry back in
Okay.
2002.
Yeah.
And a lot of people thought, well, Gerald's just kind of a kook. He talks about all this stuff, but I always looked at Gerald as like, you know what? He's a very sharp fellow. Take what makes sense and bring that home and use it.
That's exactly right.
And he was a very passionate man.
Yeah, we had one farmer out of the 10 farmers that did not take his advice,
Hmm.
and they were out of business in 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah, they had prize Holsteins, and they were trying to go grass-fed with them, and he said, sell them now while they're healthy. They wouldn't do
They
it,
wouldn't do it.
and they died, one by one. They
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
They just faded away. So
Yeah.
we learned a lot from that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both for sitting down with us. Again, it's a very successful year. We just sat down and read all the cue cards that people filled out for the school. We had a lot of very positive comments, and a lot of them was because of you two. You know, Greg had a lot of good comments from you, and I just want to thank you both for what you're doing for regenerative agriculture, the state of Kentucky, Tennessee, and Connor's a part of your team. That's pretty cool too.
Yeah, it is.
So
Thank
thank you both.
Thank you.
And folks, on the way out, hit that subscribe button if you would, and everyone have a good one. Take care.